There's something profoundly simple about a glass of milk. It reminds us of childhood breakfasts at the kitchen table, of creamy coffee sipped slowly at dawn, of warm desserts shared with loved ones during holidays long gone. But beneath that innocent white liquid lies a deeper truth. One that could silently affect your bones, heart, memory, and even your independence. If you're over the age of 60, this message could change the way you look at milk forever. I'm Dr. Jonathan Hartley, a researcher and medical advisor who's worked with older adults for over 30 years. I've seen thousands of cases where one small, overlooked habit, like choosing the wrong type of milk, led to years of avoidable suffering. And yet, I've also seen remarkable turnarounds when seniors made one simple switch. So today, I want to guide you, not to scare you, but to empower you through the surprising truth about the milk you drink and the better alternatives that could protect your mind, your muscles, and your peace of mind as you age. Let's begin this journey with a single question. What's in your glass this morning? And could it be quietly working against you? We often think that big health issues stem from big decisions, surgeries, diagnoses, or genetic fate. But in reality, it's the quiet habits, repeated day after day, that shape the arc of our health after 60. And milk, believe it or not, plays a surprisingly large role in that story. Many of my patients in their 70s and 80s never thought twice about it. Doc, it's just milk. I've been drinking it since I was a kid. But here's what most don't realize. The way your body responds to milk at 65 is nothing like how it responded at 25. Your gut lining is thinner. Your metabolism is slower. Your heart, bones, and kidneys are more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. And your brain? It's more vulnerable to blood sugar swings than ever before. It's like driving an older car. You can't just throw in any kind of fuel. You need the right kind to keep it running smoothly. The same goes for your body. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 73-year-old retired teacher from Wisconsin. Margaret was active. She walked every morning, volunteered at her church, and prided herself on staying sharp and independent. But over time, she began experiencing foggy memory in the afternoons, a strange heaviness in her stomach after breakfast, mild shortness of breath while climbing stairs. She chalked it up to just getting older. Until one day, she fainted while watering her garden. Tests later revealed mild arterial plaque buildup and borderline type 2 diabetes. But what shocked her, and me, was one culprit her dietitian flagged early in her recovery plan: whole milk. You see, Margaret had been drinking an 8-ounce glass every morning, just like she had since her 20s. No one ever told her that for seniors, whole milk becomes a risk multiplier, especially when paired with age-related slowdowns in metabolism and circulatory function. In her case, cutting that one habit and replacing it with a heart-smart alternative helped stabilize her cholesterol within 10 weeks. Her digestion improved. Her afternoon fog lifted. And most importantly, she felt hope again. So why is it that milk, a so-called wholesome food, can cause such problems for seniors? It boils down to 3 major physiological changes that occur as we age. Decreased lactase enzyme production. Up to 65% of people over 60 produce less lactase, the enzyme that breaks down lactose in milk. Result: bloating, indigestion, and sluggishness after dairy, even if you never had an issue before. Heightened inflammatory sensitivity. Saturated fats, common in full-fat milk, are more inflammatory in aging bodies. Chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates cognitive decline and joint pain. Slower metabolism and weakened kidneys. Aging kidneys process toxins and chemicals more slowly. This makes it harder to flush out excess sugars, saturated fats, or harmful additives. And yet, most seniors never think to question that comforting glass of milk. But now you know, and knowledge is power. Script: Busting common milk myths for seniors. Let's take a moment to stop and address a few common myths I hear from seniors almost every day. These are beliefs many of us have held for decades, passed down through tradition, habit, and old advertising. But here's the truth: some of the things we thought were helping us may now be quietly doing harm. Let's unpack 3 of the biggest milk myths I hear and talk about what's really going on. Myth number 1. Milk is milk. It's all natural, so it's safe. I hear this all the time, especially from folks who grew up in the 1950s and 60s when milk came in glass bottles and you knew the cow it came from. But let me ask you, do you really think the milk you buy today is the same as it was 60 years ago? Because it's not. Most milk today is ultra-pasteurized, which means it's been flash heated to extend shelf life. But this process can also strip away nutrients and affect digestibility. Homogenized, which alters the fat structure to prevent separation, but may also affect how your body processes it. Laced with additives, stabilizers, or added sugars, especially in flavored or lactose-free versions. Even natural or organic milk can vary widely in terms of fat content, sweetness, and how it affects your body. Real talk. Have you looked at the label lately? A patient of mine, Harold, 77 years old, retired carpenter, loved his chocolate milk, drank it every day. But when we looked at the label together, he was shocked. More sugar in one glass than a can of cola. We switched him to unsweetened almond milk. 3 months later, his blood pressure improved, and he dropped 7 pounds without even trying. So ask yourself, do you know what's really in the milk you're drinking? Myth number 2. I need cow's milk to keep my bones strong. This one runs deep. Many of us were raised to believe that strong bones require cow's milk. But as it turns out, that's only part of the story, and it may not be the best part. Yes, milk contains calcium, but calcium by itself doesn't guarantee bone strength. For your body to actually build and protect bones, it needs vitamin D to absorb the calcium, magnesium to help move calcium into your bones instead of your arteries, protein to maintain bone tissue, and gentle weight-bearing activity to stimulate bone growth. And guess what? Many fortified plant-based milks, like oat milk or soy milk, actually contain more calcium per cup than dairy milk, often along with added vitamin D. Quick example, Eleanor, 68, came in for a routine bone scan. She was surprised to learn she had early-stage osteoporosis, even though she drank milk every day. What was missing? Vitamin D and magnesium. We switched her to a calcium and vitamin D fortified oat milk and added leafy greens and walking into her routine. 6 months later, her bone scan improved, and she felt more energized too. Cow's milk can help, but it's not a magic bullet. Today, there are better, more complete options out there. Myth number 3. If I haven't had problems, I'm probably fine. This one worries me the most. It's easy to think that if you've been drinking the same milk for 30 years without issue, it must still be working for you. But here's what I tell my patients. Just because it hasn't caused obvious problems doesn't mean it's helping. As we age, our bodies change. Our metabolism slows down, cholesterol builds faster, blood sugar regulation gets trickier, and our digestive systems become more sensitive. That milk you tolerated at 45 might be silently raising your LDL cholesterol or triggering inflammation at 75, and you'd never know it until something serious shows up. Think about this. Have you noticed more bloating lately after breakfast? Has your memory felt foggier in the afternoons? Do you feel more tired after meals than you used to? These aren't just getting older. Sometimes they're the early signs of something deeper. One patient's story. Ruth, 69, had no major complaints, just a little heartburn and tiredness after lunch. She thought it was normal, but after reviewing her diet, we noticed she was drinking sweetened coconut milk every morning, lots of added sugar and saturated fat. We made one simple switch: unsweetened oat milk. A few months later, her heartburn eased, her energy improved, and she said, "I didn't realize I could feel this good again." Let's check in. When was the last time you read the ingredients on your milk carton? Is your milk giving your body what it needs, or just what you're used to? Are you willing to try something better, even if it means stepping away from an old habit? Because here's the truth. Every glass you pour is either building the next decade of your health or slowly undermining it. It's your choice. Now, I want to acknowledge something important. For many of you, milk isn't just food. It's comfort, memory, culture. You might remember your mother pouring it for you before school, or how your grandchildren smile when you make them cereal just the way they like it. So when I tell you to reevaluate your milk choices, I know it feels emotional, maybe even unfair. But hear me when I say this. You're not giving up comfort. You're choosing to redefine it. True comfort is about supporting your body, not just soothing your taste buds. And luckily, there are options, delicious, nourishing ones, that can give you both. The silent risks in your cup. 3 milks. Seniors should avoid. After 60, let's talk about something many of us have held on to for decades. Whole milk. It feels familiar. It feels natural. Maybe it even feels comforting, like a warm glass on a cold morning or a splash in your coffee, just the way you've always had it. But here's the truth. The body you have at 65 is not the same body you had at 25. And what used to be harmless may no longer be the best choice. What's the problem with whole milk? One 8-ounce glass of whole milk contains about 4.5 to 5 grams of saturated fat. That might not sound like much, but for older adults, it adds up quickly. Here's why that's a concern. As we age, our arteries become stiffer, so saturated fat tends to stick around longer in the bloodstream. Saturated fat raises LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, which clogs arteries and increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Most seniors don't drink just 1 glass a day. Whole milk often ends up in coffee, cereal, sauces, baked goods, even evening desserts like ice cream. So while it may seem like a small indulgence, drinking whole milk every day is like slowly adding pressure to your heart without realizing it. Real story. Frank's wake-up call. Frank was a 68-year-old retired construction worker I treated in Texas. Hard-working guy, tough as nails, never one to complain. He came in one day after feeling winded and dizzy while mowing his lawn, something he'd done for years without issue. When we sat down and reviewed his diet, I noticed a pattern. Whole milk in his coffee. Every morning. Ice cream with his wife. Every night. Cooking with butter and cream, just like my mom used to. His labs showed elevated LDL cholesterol and early signs of artery hardening. He was shocked. "Doc, I thought I was eating like a man. Real food, nothing fake." We didn't make a drastic overhaul. We just started small, switched from whole milk to unsweetened almond milk, cut down on heavy cream, and replaced it with olive oil and herbs. Walked for 20 minutes each evening. 3 months later, Frank had dropped 30 points from his LDL, lost a few pounds, and for the first time in months, he was sleeping through the night without chest tightness. The big picture. It's not about giving up. Joy, I'm not here to take away the foods you love. I'm here to help you enjoy your life longer and with fewer health issues. Whole milk may feel like the real choice, but for seniors, it's too high in saturated fat, too calorie-dense, and not designed for the way your body works now. If you're managing high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, or even early kidney issues, whole milk isn't just unhealthy, it's risky. Let's talk about you. Let me ask you a few things. Do you still drink whole milk simply because it's what you've always done? When was the last time you looked at how much saturated fat you're getting from dairy? Have you ever wondered if that afternoon fatigue or slight chest pressure could be linked to what's in your cup? Because here's the thing. What you drink each day can either protect your heart or quietly strain it. A real-life reflection. Another patient of mine, Mike, he's 73 now, told me he used to joke that almond milk was hipster stuff for his grandkids. But after switching to almond milk, cutting out butter, and walking daily. Doc, I feel 5 years younger, and my wife says I snore less. Go figure. It's not magic. It's the power of one smarter habit, repeated daily. A simple swap that makes a big difference. If you're looking for an easy, heart-healthy alternative, try unsweetened almond milk in your coffee or oatmeal. Use fortified oat milk if you prefer a creamier texture. Add a little cinnamon or vanilla extract if you miss the richness. Replace heavy cream with blended cashews or plant-based alternatives in cooking. These aren't sacrifices. They're adjustments that match your body's needs. Today, not 30 years ago. Script section. Sweetened condensed milk. The hidden sugar trap for seniors. Now let's take a closer look at something that many of us keep in the pantry without a second thought. Sweetened condensed milk. It's rich, silky, sweet. It reminds us of holiday desserts, morning coffee, or special family recipes passed down through generations. It feels comforting, maybe even nostalgic. But here's the thing, that comfort comes at a cost, a spoonful of trouble. Just 1 tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk contains almost 10 grams of added sugar. Now think about how much you really use. A spoon in your coffee? A drizzle over toast? A generous pour in your favorite dessert? The truth is, most people use far more than a single tablespoon, especially when it's added to drinks or recipes. And when you're over 60, your body doesn't bounce back from sugar the way it used to. What sugar does to the aging body. As we age, our bodies become less responsive to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. This means blood sugar spikes more quickly. It takes longer to come back down. The fluctuations cause inflammation throughout your body, including in your brain. And that inflammation, it's been linked to chronic fatigue, depression and mood swings, memory problems and cognitive decline. In fact, many scientists now refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes because of the damage that long-term sugar exposure can do to the brain. Real-life example, Helen's morning habit. Let me tell you about Helen, a 72-year-old retired librarian from Virginia. She started every morning the same way. A crossword puzzle, a hot cup of Vietnamese coffee made just the way she liked it, with a generous helping of sweetened condensed milk. But over time, she started forgetting things. She'd walk into a room and forget why. She'd misplace her glasses and keys. She even forgot an old friend's name at church one Sunday. She came to me worried. "Is this the beginning of dementia?" she asked. When we reviewed her diet, it became clear. She was getting over 25 grams of added sugar just from her morning coffee. We switched her to a low-sugar, high-protein breakfast with unsweetened soy milk. She also started drinking more water and eating more whole foods. No miracle cure, but her memory stabilized. She felt clearer, sharper, more like herself. Ask yourself, Do you use sweetened condensed milk in your coffee or recipes? Have you noticed any mental fog, sluggishness, or forgetfulness lately? Could your sugar habits be playing a bigger role than you realized? The gut and heart connection. It's not just your brain that's affected. Sweetened condensed milk can also disrupt your gut bacteria, leading to bloating, indigestion, and irregularity. Trigger acid reflux, especially when consumed in coffee or after dinner. Increase triglycerides and contribute to inflammation in your arteries. That's a dangerous combination for older adults, especially if you're already managing high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or type 2 diabetes. A story that might sound familiar. One of my patients, Mr. Lewis, was 75 and loved his special coffee, condensed milk, sugar, instant espresso. It was his morning ritual, but by early afternoon, he felt exhausted. "I need a nap just to get through the day," he said. We swapped the condensed milk for unsweetened oat milk with a dash of cinnamon. 2 weeks later, he told me, "I didn't know coffee could taste that good without the sugar, and I haven't crashed once." Healthier swaps. You can start today. If you're ready to protect your brain, gut, and heart, without giving up flavor, try these simple substitutions. Use unsweetened almond, soy, or oat milk. Add flavor with vanilla extract, cinnamon, or nutmeg. Try a natural zero-calorie sweetener like monk fruit or stevia. Choose desserts with natural fruit sweetness instead of condensed milk. You don't have to give up the foods you love. Just give your body a version it can actually thrive on. Script section. Rice milk. Why it's the weakest choice for seniors. Let's take a look at a milk alternative that often gets labeled as healthy, especially for older adults. Rice milk. It's plant-based, it's lactose-free, and it's marketed as gentle on digestion. Sounds like a smart choice, right? Not quite. Behind the simple label, rice milk hides a few problems that make it one of the least beneficial options for seniors. The nutrition breakdown. What's missing? Rice milk is typically made from white rice and water, and that's pretty much it. Now, simplicity isn't always bad, but in this case, it means rice milk is very low in protein, less than 1 gram per cup, extremely low in healthy fats, missing key nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. And that's a big problem if you're over 60. As we age, we need protein to prevent muscle loss, healthy fat to support hormones and brain function, calcium and vitamin D to protect bones from thinning. Rice milk offers none of these in meaningful amounts. For a senior trying to stay strong and independent, it's like drinking sweetened water with no fuel behind it. Think about this. You wake up feeling stiff. You pour rice milk on your cereal, thinking it's a healthier choice. But that breakfast does nothing to help your muscles, bones, or energy. No wonder you're still tired 2 hours later. The hidden danger. Arsenic. Now here's something most seniors are never told. Rice naturally absorbs inorganic arsenic from the soil and water it grows in. When rice is turned into milk, those arsenic levels can become concentrated. Now, 1 glass won't hurt you. But if you're drinking rice milk every day, especially over the course of several years, it may increase your risk of kidney damage, liver strain, certain cancers, particularly bladder and lung. This is especially concerning for older adults because the kidneys and liver don't detox as efficiently with age. Arsenic accumulates slowly, making long-term exposure a real health concern. Case example. Joan's wake-up call. Joan, a 70-year-old patient of mine, switched from cow's milk to rice milk after reading it was gentler. She started using it in coffee, smoothies, and cereal, about 2 cups a day. After several months, she started complaining of chronic fatigue, brain fog, occasional bloating and mild swelling in her ankles. We ran labs. Her kidney function wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Once I explained the nutritional gaps and arsenic risks in rice milk, she agreed to try something new. We switched her to calcium-fortified oat milk in the morning, fermented soy milks with lunch for added protein, and the difference. Within weeks, Joan felt more alert, her energy improved, and she stopped needing antacids after meals. The sugar problem, a sweet drink in disguise. Most commercial rice milks are also sweetened, even the ones labeled as original. That means blood sugar spikes quickly after drinking it. This is followed by energy crashes, and often leads to brain fog, irritability, or cravings later in the day. On top of that, rice milk has no fiber, no fat, almost no protein, so there's nothing in it to slow digestion or stabilize blood sugar levels. Questions to consider. Are you drinking rice milk because it feels like a safer choice? Do you experience energy dips or bloating after breakfast? Are you managing diabetes or kidney issues, but still using rice milk every day? If so, it's worth taking a closer look. Because what seems like a healthy habit may be quietly working against your health goals. Bottom line, why rice milk isn't right for aging bodies. Let's recap what makes rice milk a poor fit for seniors. Low protein. No support for muscle maintenance. Low fat. Less help with brain and hormone function. Low calcium. No real protection for your bones, often high in sugar. Castor spikes. Blood sugar and energy crashes. Possible arsenic exposure. Extra risk for kidneys, liver, and long-term health. Rice milk may look clean and simple on the outside, but for older adults, it lacks the support your body actually needs. Smarter, safer alternatives. If you're looking for milk options that actually benefit your health, try fermented soy milk, rich in complete protein and probiotics. Unsweetened almond milk, light, heart-healthy, and rich in vitamin E. Fortified oat milk, gentle on digestion, great for bones, and sleep. You deserve better than an empty substitute. Choose milk that works with your body, not against it. Script section. Fermented soy milk, a daily glass for strength, memory, and gut health. Let's talk about a milk that might not be in your fridge right now, but probably should be. Fermented soy milk. Not just regular soy milk. Fermented. That one word makes a big difference, especially as we get older. Why it matters. After 60. As we age, our bodies go through some natural changes. We start losing muscle mass. Our bones become more fragile. Digestion slows down, and sometimes our memory just isn't as sharp. This isn't about getting old, it's biology. But if we want to stay active, independent, and mentally sharp, we need to support these systems. And fermented soy milk checks a lot of boxes. Complete protein for aging muscles. Unlike almond milk or rice milk, fermented soy milk contains complete protein, meaning it has all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to maintain muscle and rebuild tissue. That's crucial after 60, because muscle loss starts to speed up, balance becomes more difficult, falls become more dangerous, and if you're not getting enough high-quality protein, you're losing strength every day, without even realizing it. Ask yourself, have you noticed it's harder to get up from a chair? Do your legs feel weaker going upstairs? Are you doing anything daily to protect your muscle mass? If not, a glass of fermented soy milk each morning is a great place to start. Why fermentation makes all the difference. Now you might be wondering, why fermented soy milk? Isn't regular soy milk enough? The short answer? Your digestion isn't what it used to be. As we age, our ability to absorb nutrients drops off. Fermented soy milk helps by breaking down hard-to-digest parts of soy so your body can absorb nutrients more easily. Adding probiotics, the good bacteria that help balance your gut and improve digestion. Reducing bloating and gas that many people experience with milk or unfermented soy. Increasing the availability of important plant compounds like isoflavones, isoflavones. Natural support for bone and brain. Isoflavones are plant-based compounds in soy that gently mimic estrogen in the body. That's a good thing, especially for postmenopausal women who need help preserving bone density. Older men and women who benefit from isoflavones' anti-inflammatory effects. Studies from Harvard and other institutions have shown that isoflavones may support memory and focus, protect bones, lower LDL, bad cholesterol, reduce inflammation that contributes to aging. So you're not just drinking a milk alternative. You're drinking something that actively works with your body to keep it strong and sharp. Janet's story. I finally feel clear again. Let me tell you about Janet, a 74-year-old retired accountant from Michigan. She came to me feeling frustrated. She'd been misplacing things, forgetting appointments, and waking up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep. She wasn't sick. She was simply undernourished, especially in terms of brain-boosting and muscle-supporting nutrients. After reviewing her diet, I suggested one small change. Start every morning with 1 glass of fermented soy milk 6 weeks later. Janet came back with a smile. I'm sleeping better. I feel clearer. And I finally finished a book I couldn't get through before. That's not a miracle. It's just giving the brain and body what they need. Time to check in. Are you still drinking milk that causes bloating or foggy thinking? Are you getting enough protein to support your muscles and brain? Have you tried a smarter milk that actually gives back to your body? If not, fermented soy milk could be the easiest upgrade you make this year. Benefits at a glance. Here's what makes fermented soy milk such a smart choice for seniors. Complete protein to help preserve muscle. Probiotics for gut health and digestion. Isoflavones to support memory, bones, and heart health. Naturally, cholesterol-free and low in saturated fat. And it's versatile. Add it to cereal or oatmeal. Blend it into a smoothie. Warm it with cinnamon for a relaxing evening drink. It's smooth, easy on the stomach, and deeply nourishing. Script section. Unsweetened almond milk. Low in calories, high in health benefits. Let's talk about a milk that often gets overlooked. Unsweetened almond milk. It may look thin compared to richer options, and you might think it's just a trendy health fad. But here's the truth. Unsweetened almond milk is one of the smartest milk choices seniors can make. Why almond milk is a great fit for seniors. Here's what makes it stand out. It's lactose-free, so it won't cause bloating or stomach upset. It's low in calories, just 30 to 40 per cup. It contains 0 cholesterol and very little saturated fat. It's packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, especially important for brain health as we age. Let's take a closer look at vitamin E. Vitamin E is often underrated, but it plays a huge role in senior wellness. It helps protect your brain from oxidative stress, support memory and mental sharpness, promote skin healing and improve skin elasticity, strengthen the immune system. In fact, a large study published in Neurology found that older adults with higher vitamin E intake experienced slower cognitive decline over a 5-year period. And one of the easiest, no-fuss ways to get vitamin E? Unsweetened almond milk. Let me ask you, do you ever feel mentally foggy in the afternoon? Have you been noticing more forgetfulness lately? Are you doing anything daily to protect your memory? If not, something as simple as switching your morning milk could make a meaningful difference. Supporting your heart. 1 cup at a time. Unsweetened almond milk contains monounsaturated fats, the same kind you find in olive oil. These healthy fats help lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, improve circulation and arterial health, support steady blood pressure. And here's the connection. When your heart is healthy, your brain gets better blood flow, which means better focus, memory, and clarity. So this isn't just about your heart, it's about your whole body working better. Gentle on digestion and easy to use. As we age, digestion tends to slow down. Many seniors deal with bloating, gas, irregularity. Almond milk is naturally low in fermentable sugars, FODMAPs, so it's easy on your gut. It's also extremely versatile, making it simple to add to your day. Stir it into your morning coffee. Pour it over oatmeal or bran cereal. Blend it into a smoothie with fruit and spinach. Use it in baking to lighten up recipes without losing flavor. And best of all, it tastes clean and mild, without the heavy feeling that often comes with dairy. Real story: Robert's turnaround. Let me tell you about Robert, a 72-year-old retired letter carrier. He came into the clinic with early signs of congestive heart failure. He was out of breath after short walks. He had developed mild swelling in his ankles, and he was gaining weight slowly over the past year. His daily diet included 2% milk in coffee, cheese snacks in the evening, minimal exercise. We made a few key changes. Swapped his dairy milk for unsweetened almond milk, added more greens and fiber-rich foods, encouraged him to walk 15 minutes after each meal. 6 months later, here's what changed. He lost 14 pounds, his blood pressure stabilized, and at his granddaughter's wedding, he danced without any chest tightness. He told me, "I didn't think milk would change anything, but it changed everything." Let's reflect for a moment. Are you still drinking dairy milk just because it's familiar? Have you looked at how many calories or how much cholesterol is hiding in your milk? Would you be open to making a change if it helped your heart and brain? These are small questions, but they lead to big results. The bottom line. Unsweetened almond milk may not be flashy, but it delivers vitamin E for brain protection, healthy fats for heart support, no lactose, making it gentle on digestion, very low calories, helping with weight control. It's one of the simplest, most effective food swaps a senior can make, and it fits easily into any daily routine. Script section: Calcium-Fortified oat milk, a gentle support for your bones and sleep. Let's talk about a milk that quietly does a lot of good for your body. Calcium-Fortified oat milk. It may not grab your attention like other options, but for seniors, it's a real champion when it comes to supporting your bones, digestion, and sleep. The hidden risk: bone loss, Condensed, 65. Once you hit 65, bone loss becomes a serious concern that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. What used to be a simple fall that might cause a bruise can now lead to a hip fracture, long hospital stays, and even loss of independence. That's why getting enough calcium and vitamin D is critical. Oat milk fortified with these nutrients helps strengthen your bones, improve calcium absorption, lower bad cholesterol with beta-glucan, a special fiber found in oats. This combination helps build strong bones and a healthier heart from the inside out. The sleep connection. You didn't expect oat milk also has a surprising benefit. It can help improve your sleep. The complex carbs in oats help your body absorb tryptophan, an amino acid that boosts serotonin and melatonin, the hormones that regulate sleep. Many of my older patients find that a warm cup of oat milk before bed helps them fall asleep easier and wake up feeling more refreshed, gentle on your stomach and mind. Unlike cow's milk, oat milk is easy to digest, naturally soothing in taste, low in allergens, and emotionally, it can be very comforting. There's something calming about sipping a warm, lightly sweetened cup of oat milk in the evening. It's more than just nutrition. It's a moment of peace. Evelyn's story, finding comfort and calm. Evelyn is 80 years old. She lives alone and has struggled with brittle bones and anxiety. Before bedtime, nights felt long and lonely. After adding calcium-fortified oat milk to her nightly routine, she noticed a difference. 3 weeks later, she told me, "I sleep now. I don't cry before bed. I feel safe again." Sometimes, healing isn't about medicine. It's about the comfort we give ourselves. Questions to think about. Do you have trouble falling or staying asleep? Are your bones feeling weaker or more fragile? Have you tried oat milk as part of your daily routine? If not, it might be time to consider this gentle, effective option. What you gain with calcium-fortified oat milk. Stronger bones with calcium and vitamin D, heart health support from beta-glucan fiber, better sleep through natural hormone support, gentle digestion with low allergen risk, a soothing, comforting evening ritual. It's a simple change that can make a big difference as you age. You now know what to avoid. You've met better alternatives, but knowledge without action is wasted. So let's bring it all together. Here's a simple daily milk plan, backed by evidence, aligned with your aging body's needs, and crafted for ease, comfort, and impact. Morning. Energize with fermented soy milk. Start your day with strength. Whether in coffee, cereal, or on its own, a glass of fermented soy milk does more than fill your stomach. It activates muscle preservation through complete proteins. It supports digestion thanks to probiotics. It boosts brain health via isoflavones. Pair it with a bowl of oats, chia, and berries, or a smoothie with banana and spinach. It's breakfast with purpose. Midday. Refresh with unsweetened almond milk. As energy dips mid-morning or afternoon, reach for unsweetened almond milk. Use it to make a light smoothie. Pour over bran cereal or fiber-rich granola. Replace creamer in your midday coffee. It keeps your heart calm, your waistline light, and your digestion unburdened. This is guilt-free fuel for your most productive hours. Evening. Unwind with fortified oat milk. Night is when healing happens. A warm cup of calcium and vitamin D fortified oat milk signals your body to rest. It calms the nervous system, prepares your bones for overnight repair, helps your gut wind down. Add a dash of cinnamon or a spoon of unsweetened cocoa for a cozy bedtime drink. And if you struggle with sleep, make this your nightly ritual for the next 30 days. Watch how your mornings transform. The cellular truth. Every sip matters. There's something I tell every patient over 65. At this age, your body listens to everything you give it. That includes the calcium that strengthens bones, the protein that protects muscle, the antioxidants that guard the brain, and the probiotics that support immunity. Milk isn't just a beverage. For seniors, it becomes medicine or poison, depending on the type. The wrong milk can spike blood sugar, erode your bones, cloud your memory, trigger inflammation. The right milk rebuilds strength, sharpens focus, soothes digestion, extends your independence. The big picture, it's never too late. You may be wondering, is it too late for me to change? Absolutely not. Whether you're 61 or 91, small changes compound, especially when repeated daily. 1 glass of the right milk. 1 mindful meal, 1 calm night's sleep. 1 healthier, stronger, more independent you. Real voices, real changes. Here's a quick recap of the people you've met. Margaret, who swapped whole milk for almond and reversed her cholesterol trend. Frank, who traded tradition for a healthier heart. Helen, who kicked condensed milk and got her memory back. Janet, who added fermented soy and found her focus again. Evelyn, who drank oat milk and finally felt safe at night. These aren't miracles. They're real outcomes from real choices, and you can make the same ones, starting today. Final life lesson. Choose what supports your future. Here's my closing advice to every senior I meet. Don't fight age. Fuel it. Don't fear change. Simplify it. Don't just survive. Choose to thrive. Every habit you form now is a letter to your future self. Will that letter say, "Thank you for protecting me"? Or will it say, "I wish you had done things differently"? The glass in your hand? It's a choice, a message, a promise. So make it count. Closing narration. Reflective tone. If you found peace, hope, or clarity in this video, share it with someone who needs it. Leave a comment. What will you change this week? Subscribe for more science-backed wellness tips made for seniors like you, because you deserve not just more years, but better years, stronger years, years lived on your terms. And it starts with what's in your glass.